Pretty much every spiritual tradition has these special days set aside, right? Days for reflection, for renewal. Well, today we're going to dive into a really fascinating one from Theravada Buddhism. It's called Uposatha, and it's all about deepening your spiritual practice. I mean, who doesn't? That feeling when you just need to hit pause on all the noise, reconnect with what you really value, and kind of recommit to the path you're on. Well, it turns out in Buddhism, there's a tradition that's been around for centuries, designed for that exact purpose. And it's called Uposatha. These are basically designated observance days, a time for a renewed, deeper dedication to the Dhamma. That's the teachings of the Buddha. Think of it as a scheduled opportunity to really recharge your spiritual batteries. So, how does it actually work? What's really interesting is that Uposatha isn't some one-size-fits-all deal. The way it's practiced actually looks pretty different for the two main groups in the community. The monastics, the monks and nuns, and then the lay people. For the monastics, an Uposatha day is all about turning inward. We're talking intensive meditation, reciting their monastic rules to kind of purify their conduct, and they even set aside physical labor. But for lay people, it's much more about engaging with the community. They might take on what are called the 8 precepts for the day, which is the more rigorous ethical code, and they'll visit local monasteries to make offerings, listen to teachings, and practice meditation together, often staying late into the night. Now, while Uposatha days happen pretty regularly, there are a few full moon Uposathas that are a really big deal. These are basically the major holidays in the Buddhist calendar. And what's cool is that together, they tell the origin story of Buddhism itself, with each one commemorating a totally pivotal event. So let's walk through the year. We kick things off with Maha Puja, which is often called Sangha Day. This holiday celebrates the first pillar of the whole tradition, the Sangha, which is the community of enlightened followers. And man, it commemorates a truly remarkable, completely spontaneous event. Okay, just try to picture this. 1,250 of the Buddha's fully enlightened disciples, they're called arhants, all gathered to see him on the exact same day with absolutely no planning. No texts, no emails, no prior arrangement. Just an incredible, spontaneous assembly. So to mark this amazing gathering, the Buddha delivered what you could call a summary of the main points of the Dhamma. It's this short, potent teaching known as the Ovada Patimokkha Gatha, and it basically armed his disciples to go out and effectively share his message with the rest of the world. Okay, so if Magha Puja honors the community, the next big holiday honors the founder himself. This is Vasaka Puja. You might know it as Vesak, and it's probably the most famous Buddhist holiday of them all. Now here's what's truly amazing about this one day. This single full moon commemorates the 3 most significant events in the Buddha's entire life: his birth, his enlightenment, his awakening under the Bodhi tree, and his final passing into parinibbana, which is that ultimate state of freedom from the cycle of rebirth. All 3 milestones celebrated on one single profound day. All right, so we've celebrated the community and the Buddha. Next up, we have the day that honors the teachings themselves, Asaha Puja, or Dhamma Day. This is all about the birth of the doctrine. This holiday marks the moment the Buddha gave his very first sermon after he became enlightened, and he gave it to the 5 companions who used to practice extreme asceticism with him out in the forest. This was the moment the wheel of the Dhamma was truly set in motion. And the impact was immediate. As soon as he finished the sermon, one of the monks had this direct glimpse of nibbana, that state of ultimate freedom from suffering. And with that insight, the community of enlightened beings, the Noble Sangha, was officially born. This day also kicks off the annual 3-month rains retreat for all the monastics. So we have the community, the founder, and the teachings. The final events of the year really focus on the practice that sustains the whole thing. And the first of these is Pavarana Day, which is a day of emergence and community gratitude. This day marks the formal end of that Vasa, or rains retreat, which was a time of super intensive practice for the monks. In the month that follows, the lay community gets to show its gratitude through this special ceremony, gathering to offer robe cloth and other essentials. It just reaffirms that deep, supportive bond between the monastics and the lay people who support them. Our final special Uposatha of the year really zooms in on a specific, foundational meditation practice. And you gotta love this. It comes with a wonderful origin story. So the story goes, at the end of one particular rains retreat, the Buddha was just so impressed with the progress the monks were making, he actually encouraged them to keep going, to extend their dedicated practice for 1 more month. And on the full moon at the end of that extra month, as a kind of culmination of all their hard work,
He delivered his detailed instructions on anapanasati, the practice of mindfulness of breathing. And that, of course, has become one of the most fundamental meditation techniques in all of Buddhism.
So as we see this whole calendar unfold, from the community to the Buddha, the teachings, and the practices, a bigger theme really starts to emerge. And it's all about the power of practicing together. Even for someone practicing all alone in their home, observing an Uposatha day is a chance to connect. It's an opportunity to draw on this sort of invisible energy and support of millions of other Buddhists all around the globe who are renewing their own commitment on that very same day.
It really makes you think, doesn't it, about the value of these shared cycles of renewal, not just in Buddhism, but in any community, or even in our own personal lives. It kind of leaves us with this big, powerful question. What power truly lies in shared intention?